Hello, I'm Alex Finlay and I'm the Vice Chairman of the Tees Port Welfare Committee. And I'm also a volunteer for various seafarers charities here on the Tees. And I've been volunteering now for about 16 years, so there probably aren't too many jobs within the seafaring welfare community that I haven't done. I do have a job. I have a company which specialises in helping ports and harbours with safety management systems. So I deal with seafarers in my work and as a volunteer. Why do I do it? Well, I do it because the seafarer said to me recently, "You take us away from the stress of the ship and you keep us safe in a foreign land," which to me was a very important statement. So who volunteers? Everybody volunteers. Young, old, male, female, employed, self-employed, retired. The volunteers who are really useful are those who already work in the port environment, because they understand how ships and how seafarers work. What can we do as volunteers for seafarers? We can collect them from their ships, we can bring them to the Seafarers Centre, we can take them to supermarkets, we can take them to the doctors, to the hospital, to exchange money, and when they're here in the club, we can ensure that they can speak to home. They can Skype, make telephone calls, use their laptop and maintain that all-important communication with their families who are so far away. How do we train our volunteers to do this work? We train them in health and safety, we train them in security, we train them in operating in a port environment where there are cargo handling operations, machinery and lots of people about. And if we're open at night, we ensure safe working practices during the nighttime hours. Most importantly, we train our volunteers to respect the privacy and the dignity of seafarers coming into our ports. When a ship enters a port, the first person who will board after the regulatory authorities will be a chaplain or a ship visitor, and that person will respect the seafarer's home and the seafarer's welfare. All the volunteers here are fully committed to helping seafarers and even more committed to taking forward the ISWAN project for cooperation and partnership within the wider maritime community. Well, you've heard my views. Let's hand over to some of the other volunteers here on the Tees and they can tell you how they feel about volunteering.
I was a primary head teacher, so my background regarding naval matters or sea matters was very thin. And also in retirement, obviously, I just wanted to do something useful to help other people. And this kind of work really appealed to me. I'm very conscious of the fact that these men are away from sea for a long time, and the thing they miss is family. The thing we find, or I personally find, is the most appreciative from the seamen is the fact they've got someone to talk to, just to talk about what's going on at home, any problems they may have. Just to talk to a different face, just to talk to somebody who's outside of a circle of 5 or 6 seamen who are seeing regularly. I must admit, I probably get more out of it than I put into it. It's not the material things, it's the fact that there's somebody there looking after them, is caring for them, just a friendly face, just someone to say, "Welcome stranger, we are your friend and we're here to help, whatever your needs may be."
I've been volunteering here for 10 or 11 years and I absolutely love it. It's very satisfying, gives you a nice feeling inside. Seafarers from all over the world. It's nice when they're talking to the wives and families on Skype and they shout us to come and see my wife or come and see my daughter. And it just gives you a nice feeling inside.
I'm a trained welfare ship visitor, and surprisingly enough the captain is usually the loveliest man on board a ship because he's got to set the example for his men, and yet he's got nobody to bounce things off or to sound off to. So more often than not I usually find some quality time with the captains, and it's nice just to have somebody from outside to talk to. I get a lot of satisfaction out of it, and if we can do something for somebody, then it's been worthwhile.
Hello, I'm Nathan Webster. I've manage the Seafarers Centre at North Tees and Hartlepool. The seafarers that use our centre come for telephone cards and Wi-Fi. In the main, they also want to use our shop to buy various provisions. They want to relax. They want to spend time away from the ship, which is their work environment and their home environment. They want to meet new people, fresh faces. They need something different. So this is where they come to relax and feel safe. Our internet is good for them. They can Skype home. The telephone cards allow them to stock up with credit on their SIMs, so that when they are away from the centre and back on the ship, they can still talk to their families and their loved ones. To get here, we provide them with transport. We have a vehicle and we pick them up from the ship and we bring them to the centre and take them back again, all free of charge. There is no fee. So as many times as required, we will go and pick them up and bring them back. So hopefully by the time they return to their ship, they'll be ready to either relax and sleep before the next shift starts, or they'll be fresh to start their watch.